So this question has been lingering on around my mind for quite some while. That are humans data processing machines? And not to sound very nerd like, I don't mean it as a data server farm or in a CPU manner. I have been reading this book by the name of Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. And in it he says that humans are in a structure of evolving. So prior to Sapiens, we were a species known as Homo habilis. And these species lasted around the time prior to industrial age and prior to the time of World War One. And that's how it made me realize that maybe we are in a continuous evolving structure and we are processing data, because on an average a single human being processes around 3 into 10 into 10 to the power 24 bytes of data in a single day. That means we are not only consuming data, consuming all these, processing this data, but we are also leaving a trail of data behind us, which is why the movement of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all these large firms that provide us their services and asks us for our data and response is working on. But coming back to the directive, that as humans, are we just, what are we as humans? Because we have been given eyes, nose, skin, ears, and mouth. These are the inputs to, if you were to think about it, our ability to see, our ability to hear, our ability to smell, our ability to taste, and our ability to feel to the touch. These are the inputs that have been given to us. And although we don't have some sort of a operating system within us, that operating system works on a feedback loop that lets us know that here what we are doing is right and here something we may have done is wrong. Now, right and wrong can be obviously relative, but the more focus is on the fact that we are not as much in control of our free will as we thought. Because the way our brain functions is, in a random situation, if you've been listening to the previous sound log, you must have heard that our brain responses to a situation depends, designs how we are going to respond to that situation next. Meaning, whenever we are faced with a new system or scenario, our neural network and the network of neurons basically, it strengthens or weakens. So if we are in a situation where we don't find it pleasurable or we don't seek a reward from it, instead we are repulsed by the situation, means that our neurons are going to be weakened and strengthened in such a manner that we are not going to like to be in that situation. And that is how the complete operating system of a human works, that we have processed this data. For example, if you were to eat red chili, now there is a person who has been eating red chili for 15 years straight, and if he was to eat it, he would find it pleasurable because his neural pathways are so built in that he would enjoy, he would find pleasure in it. But if there is somebody who is much more sensitive to the taste of chilies, the moment he tastes it, his nostrils will flare up, his tonsils would start leaking, and complete structure, his body, his ears would turn red. And that is how he would get a response that, okay, I'm not supposed to eat or taste chilies, because which is what it realizes us, which is why many humans, even if you were to see YouTube videos, you would come to realize that there are so many challenges videos on eating chilies, because it becomes a very much of a fun experiment for somebody who might not have ever tasted a chili. How would his reaction be? And for someone who has been eating chilies for a long time, what would his reaction be? So that's how we are built together. And the neural network of humans not only just depends on an individual, but also on the way that he has been raised up. So for example, a family, the same way their whole neural network, if you were to actually measure it, you will see that they are indulging in more or less the similar kinds of activities, and which is why sometimes the rebellious behavior doesn't seem to make sense to the parents, because they see that this is what we have been doing for so far, but he is being rebellious to that, because maybe there's a part of him that is much more sensitive to something that the family or activity has been doing on, and that is how we actually re- express it. So, as I told you, inputs are touch, hear, feel, smell, and taste. The output, right now, if you're listening to this, my mouth is creating an output. If you were to look at an artist, he would create art with his hands. So he is able to express all the data that he has compiled within his brain, and depending upon the number of times that he had been compiling all that data within his brain, and how much paintings that he produced per month, per week, or per year, even as a matter of fact, would decide that that is how it's his output is. Now, if you were to look at an entrepreneur is basically giving output every day and also consuming the similar level of output inside him within every day. There are financial records, there are sales records, there are marketing ROI that has been consumed, and then based on these feedback that he receives from, in any manner that he receives in, he makes these decisions. So on being an entrepreneur is not a very easy activity, and although this sound log is not about being an entrepreneur, it's about the fact that humans are data processing machines. There is no such concept of a free will than what you've been made to realize. You are a machine. You just don't realize it because the machine is too complex for you to understand, and thus cannot be able to interpret it.